Hello there and welcome to my first match. Season 71, playing against hakha3. I don't know if we're actually the very first match of the season, but we might be. I'm gonna play another one tomorrow. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I was thinking about setting out this season as I'm traveling, but Hakha and Tracer were nice enough to schedule this first weekend before the league technically starts, and so I think the timing will all work out fine. Okay, I have a 5-2, which seems okay here. The Slay seems, I guess there's a Siren trick with Slay, I think. I don't know if it works. Maybe Hakha will let me undo if it doesn't work. Fives are pretty decent openers. Really all three of them in some sense, but I guess it's mostly between Seer and Forum. I'm gonna try this Seer. Probably your first shuffle, the Forum is better. First couple shuffles, the Forum's better, but for now, I think long term you're much happier with a Seer, so. So I'll continue. Hakha open with a Slay. I don't know if Hakha, I guess Hakha probably didn't have very much money here. It does work. Incredible. I guess you play Chariot Race first. It's a better chance of getting some value out of it. This is actually not the best hand. You would rather, with the Seer bottom deck, you would rather not see these things in this hand, but draw them with Seer, right? It would give you a better shot of actually doing the double, playing Siren, buying another Siren, doing the trick again. It's kind of a weird thing. I mean, normally, of course, you draw your stuff early, you're super happy. But I don't want to do that. I wonder if... Okay, so there's two considerations here. One is that if I have the copper on deck, playing the Seer first probably guarantees that I get to $3. Whereas the other order has more shot of having estate problems. On the other hand, you know, there's hits from the Chariot Race stuff. Okay. Well, it worked out the way I wanted it to. So that's nice. I wonder if you trash the Slay. Do you think you'll get to play it every turn? I guess there's still a little value from different things, like Sakalutins. Yeah, there's got to be value. Do wish I had T-Mog. But otherwise, my draws have been quite good. Well, not otherwise. My draws have been quite good. I guess my turn, whatever, wasn't like the most exciting thing. Okay. Okay. So it would be nice to have a bunch of chariot races. You just put the T-Mog on top so you can start using it? Or do you put a seer on top because, you know, like seer's better? Or do you put a market on top because market's pretty good too? The killing of the estates is nice. It's very slow though. Sorry, I'm playing quite slowly right now. I need to wake my brain up a little bit. I'm gonna say it's worth it. Start on this. That's a very nice seer. Going for another bargain. Well, I guess we'll do cherry first. Yikes. Okay. That's unfortunate. Not getting to play seer this turn. This deck, I don't know, maybe Sack of Loot is silly. But I'm not super confident we're gonna like draw really good in the end. And that being the case, well, loots are pretty nice. We're gonna have a bunch of crap. The curses are gonna be pretty awful. Staff would be pretty cool. It would be okay. Canal would be whatever. Canal would be fine. Do I want to trigger this shuffle? Yeah, sure. What's the last card? I don't know. Well, that was unfortunate. Is an additional sleigh better than nothing? Bargain for form that time. Bargaining a lot. I'm going to say it's not better than nothing. That was really sad that we drew the siren. But I guess that's how it goes. We can just play our cruddy decks. I guess I trigger this. I might hit the siren. There was a chance. What's better? Playing a loot. What do you think the average is better here? Playing a loot right now versus getting 2 horses. I don't have a lot of form, so I'm going to say let's get that loot. Let's loot it up. Honestly, Insignia is pretty good here. Do we go for the double seer or we mix it in? I think we do a little mixing. You split the difference there. We do have T-Mog here, but not a great hit for it other than just going for T-Mog number 2. I'm unconvinced of. Hakha has 3 VP from that. When did he get him? Oh, all this turn. Well, that's cool. That sucks. that really sucks. Look at Hakha drawn deck. That's a bit surprising to me. Well, this is a nice turn. I guess I could blow up the form into something. I could blow up. I feel like you hold the T-Mog though for maybe a little bit nicer hit. I don't know. I guess this seer is going to find a siren, or maybe there wasn't even a siren in the shuffle. I don't remember. There may have been that one where I triggered and played it, yeah. Well, we'll just do our best. Guess I'm not calling. Wow, 2 curses. That's super cool. Why? Oh, I did draw the siren. Why do I keep... It sucks so much. Oh my gosh. These draws. Well, that shuffle trigger is miserable. Hakha drew deck. Hakha has like 1 more seer than me. That's it. Hakha doesn't even have 1 more seer than me. Hakha just has a seer. He has fewer curses right now. Maybe a little more fewer estates. That maybe is the difference, but that was crazy. IMO. I mean, I'm complaining. The game is still fully contested. Oh, not that big a deal. Seer draw itself if you canal? Oh, it does. So you definitely have to canal. Probably Hakka's going to canal this turn. Oh, they went for the play of the... Interesting. Very interesting. Well, maybe we'll get to just buy canal here. Yeah, sure. There's only 2 curses left, but it might let me... So the thing it makes is your estates and your sleigh no longer drawable, I guess. I don't think we top deck the chariot. Well, I guess... No, because it gives you more hits. There's a seer down in here. They've just not drawn those to save my life. We are really close to a pile out too, actually. I guess people generally don't have the buy right now. At least I have a form on top. Fortunately, Aka's drawing a bunch of seers. These the seer situations have been very different. Maybe I'm underestimating the deck composition differences, but like they've just been night and day. Does Hakha have a pile out? What did Hakha get on their first sack of loot? Just a spell? Did they play another one, or were they both spell scrolls? Like they have a slay, I assume. Well, they must. So they have a slay, so they can put it in hand. But I think they're still short a buy. It would be a little scary to gain seers at this point, though you could gain like a farmland. Might be pretty good. You could get some points off of it. I think farmland curse to estate is pretty good value. Now, you're not upping your gains at all, which is maybe a problem for 3 piles. Like, I have 3 buys now. But other than that, it's not necessarily unreasonable. Yeah, people don't actually have a whole lot of... Nobody has T-Mog down. Interesting. This is a pretty neat kingdom. Sorry about all the coughing. You're not playing you're not playing the sleigh, so it's not really... I guess you could choose to react in top deck instead. That's a possibility. That's not actually too wild of an idea. But you do leave yourself to just no, it's a little high to score. Like you just canal. Yeah, Sokka doesn't have money really. I swear if I don't find a single seer, oh my, can't do this. Okay, let's do... Actually, I'm actually just super mad about the the bottom decking and the draw. I'm not that mad. The duchy is drawable. This is another point. The estates are not drawable. But it is an additional point, which is not nothing. Oh, it also doesn't work, right? Well, we could gain 2. Gain an endless chalice. That's also sucks. This sucks. This sucks. It's been so weird. Like my buys have been generally good, but my draws of across some of these things have been really bad. I don't know. Hakha may get to the enough buys to pile because they have so many VP or so many points here. They're also gonna have like the farmland. Well, they don't need very much points at all, to be honest. They do need 4 buys though, and enough money. I guess that's quite a bit of money actually. Huh. I'm assuming Hakka's a little bit stopped here because otherwise you could probably play pretty quickly. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, that I would have expected to come out quite a bit faster than that, but that's fair enough. The spell scroll is still out, right? So all you have to do is get to the like you spell scroll for Seer and then get to the sack of loot. This is awful. You can farmland for a chariot race, and then you just need. You got 1 billion hits this turn. There's got to be a really easy win here. You can spell, or you can put a whatever in hand. I didn't have $7, did I? Can farmland a curse into a chariot race? You don't even need to do that, but you can. That was brutal somehow. I mean, I've got no complaints about what Hakha did, but I felt pretty good. But it did not. The bottom decking and your stuff was not friendly. Guess we're playing a Siren age match. Well, I think you go ahead and do this. Seems pretty good. Question is, do you run the trail or not? I think you buy a trail, but do you flip her? Try and play your Siren next turn. We could see the Squire Siren familiar trick. Oh. Pretty good. Um, it's a little hard to draw the hand for it. Mm, well, I didn't exactly want this. Didn't exactly not want it either, though. Guess you're eventually just trying to do a lot of developing, maybe develop forges. Hmm. You may just run piles with the chains of stuff. That seems pretty plausible. Um, there's definitely an angle here where it's nicer to just get the siren. Try to get the siren. You can see one more car, but if it's developed on top, it's pretty bad. It's not it's not totally free of effort to get rid of verses. Mm, this isn't very good. This is upgrade trail siren, not siren. Um Question is, do we want to put the familiar into the shuffle with the other thing? Probably. I guess there's some, I don't know, you don't really care that much about skirmisher. Mm, we need more trails, but don't know how to get that exactly. They are giving a lot of curses, which is cool. I like that part. I don't know what Hakka's opening was. I don't know what. I wasn't actually paying attention. Click this. Silver. I do have Sir Martin. I mean, it's Sir Martin is okay. I guess there's I guess it's not great against Fortress. And early on, you may just flip nothing. Gather is pretty good. It's okay. The silver's not super great. Harold's not the only, or Sir Martin's not the only buy or anything, so that's not a huge deal. I guess I'd get a band of, is that or Stampede? Is there something to like, I mean, it's also not awful. I mean, Crown and Idol are both nice for Wealthy Village. I mean, Crown's good anyway, particularly if you get another Magpie here, but I don't think Idols are terrible, but certainly if your opponent gets kind of running, they aren't the scariest thing in the world. But we don't have trashing. I mean, unless I guess if your opponent gets goat really fast and is like crowning goat, that could be problematic. A lot of the loot stuff could be really good. Well, goat and puzzle box probably the best, but even a crown figurehead is quite nice. I don't mind the stampede. It's just not super clear. I mean, it gets you the gather, but basically, you don't have to play all the horses. I guess that's the nice possibility. It does get you a gather, but it doesn't get you a gather with. I mean, it gets you a silver basically. Like you could have probably bought a 5 and a 4 across those 2 turns. So it's some consideration of the I'm gonna stampede here because I'll get the crown in play, but would love to hit some magpies here. I don't know if I'll gather. I mean, probably just get a 4 with the wealthy village. Interesting. Nobles isn't like that exciting to me. Okay, let's try and this could go, I guess, bad, but well, I wanted to gain some magpies, but do you think Sir Martin is good? They don't have a lot of targets. They will. Oh my god. I'm going to have to keep going in there, and I'm probably going to whiff it. Like, well, they whiffed it too. Insignia is a little better, but fair enough. Okay. Well, that I don't love either, but we can get a nobles out of it, maybe. I guess we can take Sir. I mean, I guess I guess you get Sir Martin, right? Probably. I did get the goat pull, which is great. This is a weird, sort of a weird gather to me, but I wonder if Fortress is better than Herald, even with the kind of. I mean, you get what they're going for, of course, but I wonder if I go Crown Nobles. I have a lot of plus buy right now, so it's not really. I'm not like, oh, I gotta get another loot. I'm more like, oh, I want to play my goat twice. You know? You feel me? The goat's still in here. Okay. Well, I'm definitely winning. I guess you just keep buying crowns and nobles until the scores are either scary or I don't know what else. I feel like the silvers are I feel like that's not the angle. Okay, well if you're getting to herald it, maybe you gotta do it, but I'm not sure when you're supposed to play the magpie. Out of this order here. Why didn't I draw a crown? Can anyone explain that to me? There's the goat. Well, that was a friendly Martin. Oh, this is a lot of money. Don't hate simply having all of these. This was a little unfortunate. Bit of bad luck there, but what are you gonna do? Could stampede. I'm gonna have to count. Otherwise, I may need a province. They are lowering. There's definitely a world where I just buy these out and win. Not that much money for my deck, but obviously I'm in a bit of a tight bind with this draw here. So I think I probably need to buy a province, unfortunately. I guess Hakka's turn was crappy. So that's cool. Okay. So what are the pile outs? I would need $21. Not that many dollars. This is $17. Where are all the nobles? Guess I do this. Oh my gosh. Hakka still doesn't have much draw. Can have 19. What does does get a herald hit, which is sort of unlikely. Jason? Where are the crowns? Double 35. They would need 21. Double province doesn't work. Should I draw? I guess there's a chance of helping here. Yeah, that was good. That was an incredibly lucky. Or wait. Um, that was an incredibly lucky nobles, raw nobles. Okay. There's Cannibal, Captain Sana. We have Curse. I do have the 6-3, which is I don't know if you just open silver or if you do want the catapult. I mean, the catapult is good. The silver is also pretty good. Hmm. I guess I could have trashed something else and tried to do a pursue. Might have been worth it. Okay. We're gonna always be able to trash crud. Could hostelry? Goodbye, Puka. We're already a little low on that because of the. But it is good for getting to windfall eventually. Hostelry isn't super appealing. There's also just the other sauna. It's got to be worse than like. I kind of like a bandit camp. Sounds crazy, but I kind of like it. It lets you buy more captains eventually without taking on curses. I have the puka down here. There's no reason not to play Sana, right? We probably won't need the plus buy, and there's an off chance of drawing the silver. It still gives us the plus action we need. There's another sauna down in there. This might be a good place for hostelry. I do like having the two captains for Hakha is nice. For sure. This turn is going to look really different if Puka is on in the top 2 or if it's not. Or if, whatever, if we get to the Puka versus if we don't. If we get to the Puka, it could be wild. I don't even have another sauna. I hallucinated buying a sauna and then... Well... Okay. Don't trigger here. There'll be another captain for sure. You don't I mean, you take more captains, but you don't necessarily need 2 of them. Are we getting plus buy out of this? Or are we just trashing a ton and then going down? Or trashing an estate and taking 1 more captain? This is such a powerful captain board. Well, I'm in a really good spot now. Hakha has a deck too, though. To be fair. Hakha is quite clean as well. And maybe the timing works out in Hakka's favor to the windfall stuff. Be interesting. I don't know if I'll have enough to I don't think I'll have 11. 11 would be nice value or a nice number. I don't think I have 11 or a way to get 11. 1, 2. What am I gonna end up with? 8, 9. Which I guess does get me like a workers' village, which is okay. I think if I had drawn the bandit camp sooner, I maybe could have double windfalled or something, but this is okay. Well, you can't double windfall, right? But actually, you can with pursue. No, you can't. What am I talking about? Anyway, sometimes I just say insane things. There is something to maybe, I don't know, they can just deal with the curses so easily that it's hard to it's hard to imagine that that's helpful to like fool with the Fiatum stuff into catapulting silvers. People just shit. You play one captain as a sauna and you're done. I do have a little more money, but I guess I am windfalling like a turn later as far as that goes. Oh, they didn't even draw my attack. My attack did do something in that it prevented another windfall, which is awesome. Love that for me. Maybe it's worth it to, I mean, maybe it's worth it just for the militia effect. I don't know. They trashed another card here. Interesting. I do kind of like the copper replacements because the puka draw is pretty good. Draw here is not super strong. So it's a, I mean, that could be a little scary. But like going for multiples of that seems maybe a little far-fetched, especially because you're going to have to probably discard some of it sometime. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't happen, but otherwise you can get long ships. That's just, you know, slowest draw imaginable, even though it could be good. It might be worth it. Otherwise, yeah, like the copper puka stuff is the only way to really draw, or not the only way, but it's pretty buy hungry though, which is not the hardest thing to do here, but. We have $9 more, but $1 less. Whatever that comes out to. They don't take care of draw. We have an attack, I would say. Um, last card's curse. I get. Oh no, they undo. Okay. Last card not curse. It would have been really nice if the last card had been cursed. It would have been super useful for me to build up, like to have the curse in the next hand, and then I hit another catapult, and there's 2 in deck. I mean, if the draw isn't there, it's quite powerful. I don't know if I can windfall this turn. Probably not. This is this issue I was talking about with the draw here, is like kind of bad. You can lean into the pukas, but I mean, like I can see, I'm gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards at least of this, but there could be, the copper could be at the bottom, and you just have to puka gold. Is not impossible at all. Or you can even just fail to find it. So this is 21. Or 10. I don't hate the grave robber. I'm not sure it's gonna pan out, but I don't hate it. They did add a second puka. I mean, the puka stuff is more annoying if you play if you attack. That's for sure. Oh, grave robber just as a gold gainer. That's kind of interesting. I do think the grave robber is pretty okay. I don't want to undersell it, but I don't know if it will pan out. The hard thing now for Hakha is Hakha doesn't have 3 workers, so the coppers aren't necessarily coming back at the same rate. It was probably a little ambitious with double copper also. We'll see. I didn't like count draw or anything, which can be useful. Seemed roughly okay. Might leave a spoilage or something. I mean, if they attacks us, we won't probably see or we definitely won't see everything. It's like spoils 3 golds. A curse in silver and then something else. Maybe 4 golds. 4 gold spoils 4 golds, curse silver. I'd be fine with somebody, somebody saying that if I lose this, it was my fault. I think that would be probably accurate. So now Hakha is like firmly in, I guess, trashing golds with the Puka mode. There's not a bunch of other things you could do, huh? Okay. I could wait here and just province. It would be nice to get a silver. I guess that's probably not happening. We didn't get to the bandit camp. That was a bummer. We do have 2 provinces. I like that part. Would have been nice to play spoils. Would nice, really nice to play Puka. And I could have played Puka. It was just super unclear to me if it helped. We got some extra grave robber threat from Hakha too. Windfall is sort of crazy there, but I guess you just Puka him. I don't really love this undo, but whatever. I'm sort of hoping the decks go slightly haywire. Oh, unfortunately, Aka found Puka Copper. It was really that one turn that killed me. Well, okay. Let's add in my choices as well, but probably should have just had a second Puka instead of that long ship. And then it wouldn't have looked so weird to trash a gold. It would have, because we would have got around. Even if we trash a gold and trash one copper on that turn, we end up with a lot more money. Flexibility of play. Of course, this turn is very likely to be just awful garbage for me. The only nice thing is that if Hakha feels like some hesitancy of going ahead, the duration situation is going to be better for me sooner. But if Hakha triples here, or can triple and does triple, that's probably just pretty awkward for me. To hope that Hakha doesn't get to one province on the next turn. I mean, not that. It wouldn't actually be that weird to miss, but it wouldn't be that weird to get it either. Both wouldn't be strange in any way. But like, let's say Hakha has the Grave Robbers and Puka and Captain in hand. Even Puka and Bandit Camp, I guess. Okay. You could... I assume that I have quad. Right. So no durations. And I just have to score a bunch before Hakha can hit. I mean, Hakha has quite a few outs, right? Grave Robber with any of the expensive cards, or just three, I guess, just having the golds in hand, which isn't necessarily super likely. Anyway, both of them could miss. It wouldn't be all that weird, but I have to score a lot, and I don't really have all that great capacity to get duchies, to be honest. I guess they haven't found the Grave Robber yet. Alright, I probably should have won that one. I don't like the longship province turn. That seems to be a weakness, a weak point. Stampede, continue. Do you continue the chapels? Does that help you? Or is that like crazy? You pay 1 debt off. You have 7 debt and then 4, you have 3 debt going into the reshuffle. Where you build from there? Then you got to pay that off on the next turn or play a chapel and finish trashing. And then you have to buy this other stuff. Maybe you can do it. Maybe it works. It seemed like you pay off it takes a while to pay off the debt. In my mind, at least. You don't have to play the copper either. You can play it later. But it's fine if you want to do it that way. Cards you can gain off Berserker aren't that good, right? I guess Merchant's good. Well, that did not pan out. I don't know if I, as second player, if I have the same... I don't know if it works at all for me. Or if Hakka's guaranteed to beat me to it, you know? In which case, I don't hit the $5 hand that buys Berserker. So I just lose. Seems possible. Can't. Crash. Gonna draw one of these. Yeah, you like can't. If I fall on this line, I guess the draws are, some of the draws are better and worse for it. Um, but it doesn't. It's not a great. I mean, not that the what I don't know if there's a flip. Like what I did, I don't know if there's even a flip where I can, with like a good shuffle, come out faster somehow. You know, you could just open Silver Chapel and hope you hit 5 and do the Berserker without an activation, and just have one in a shuffle. But beyond something like that, I still don't hit. Okay. Hmm. This is just gonna be rough. Tragic Hero is pretty nice. It's just gonna be too late. Even if Hawk is it, Hakka's not gonna ignore it. Gain some harbor villages, getting some tragic heroes. Guess you can continue a shantytown. Is sort of cute. Buy tragic hero, continue a shantytown. I was lucky as far as that went. I still do not hit 1, 2, 3. I still do not hit 6. So that's not great. This is just super over. I don't know. I should try the line, but I don't. We'll look at the clock. Hakha berserkered on turn 5. We'll have to try to remember that when we replay it. We can try, I guess, both lines. A line where you just start with the chapel. I don't know. Did Hakka get 2 estates off the opening, or like did Hakka have the 4-3, or did because that makes it a little different. Okay, Hakka didn't have the 4-3. I don't know if it's relevant, to be honest, but you can just buy a million tragic heroes. I'm surprised you don't try to do a shantytown and gain in play, but maybe it's not worth it. Could continue the merchant. What is the last card? Another merchant. Hmm. I'm not going to activate. Shouldn't have bought the lab. This none of it. Oh, it's really relevant. It feels like they're not trying to get. I guess they didn't have anything. It's weird that they haven't managed to activate a tragic hero, but it hasn't been the cards. Harbor Village tragic hero. I don't like City at all, but this won't even activate because I don't have enough stuff in there to do it. That's stupid. Guess I could have continued. No, I just don't have cards. Period. Free coppers. I genuinely thought newcomers. Love the spell scroll. Love that for me. Cannot help but feel that Hakka's that he's underplaying the tragic heroes and some bit confusing to me. That's okay. How these things go sometimes. Sometimes you feel that way when you're behind and they're doing something fine anyway. I don't know how he hasn't managed to ever trash one though. Or tried to trash one. I guess if you don't have enough, you need like lab or a third I guess that's the main thing, is why not a third tragic hero at some point, but I don't know why I don't know why these are split. This is a weird log. Quite a weird log display there. Sokka have enough to do the estates? There you go. We're missing, are they one buy short? No, because they can gain the spell scroll. Does that cost too much money? It's enough money, right? Oh no, you need 14. Is that more money that Hakha left aside? And you only need $6. I don't know what Hakka. I guess Hakka. I don't know if Hakka said anything aside with the puzzle box. I don't know what the issue was there. This isn't a very good board. Not a very good rice board even. If it weren't, I mean, Tea House will do a little bit, but. And then this, I mean, it's okay rice board actually. There's a couple of. Oh my god. Oh yeah, just have the 5-2. Then you don't have to bargain. All right, maybe they'll bargain here. I guess if you get, and it's hard to imagine that that pays off, like first made stuff, but maybe it does. Well, I don't really want that, but whatever. I don't know about that. Maybe it's okay. I'm going to lose this one off the back of the 5-2 for sure. Well, to say it's only that is probably not true, but that certainly is a good one. I made Tea House, yeah. Whatever. I didn't. Oh my gosh, I was about to lose my mind. I kind of have to do this because I'm just the turn behind, so I don't want to lose this hunting party split, I guess. You could call it that. River's Gift is really good. I think you go bargain rice. I mean, ultimately, we don't doubt it's worth it to mess around with the first mate stuff. You might get some tea houses, but well, certainly you need a tea house. Forest is helpful. I would have loved to actually draw a card. I guess I did. There's another silver though. I silver bottom decked and I don't know. This is a bit weird, the build up. I mean, probably double tea house is good. But I feel like first mate council room is the ambitious thing, but it doesn't I do get another money out of rice now, I guess. Nobody has any guarantee that the critical turn will be good enough. You know, not remotely. No. That's something. Can't just be like, well, I'm gonna top deck a million tea houses and know I'm gonna draw the hunting parties. Even though you can get some good money that way. Like the double tea house province here seems fine, but all of it can go bad. If you double, I'm gonna try and double no matter what. Wow. Looks like I'm singling. They still have a horse? That's wild. Wildly unfortunate. Guess I'm eating the debt. Probably. You know, I would have loved to buy my tea or play Tea House and have them eat the dead, but well, there was this thing that happened. Oh, they didn't play Tea House either? Weird. Alright. Oh, I complained too much. Huh. We got the full... We've got the full rice. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 14. We can put dead on everything, I guess. Then they have to have, which they could have, but they have to have $18 to do it. But my hand sucks, of course. I think there's a hunting party down there, maybe 2. Well, 1, 2, 3. Just 1. So pretty unlikely. I mean, I only need $10. I mean, if Hakha goes province duchy, I do only need $10. And Hakha keeps a debt as well, so I possibly some time anyway. I mean, I guess you can wait and just put triple tea house on top or something. There's also something to like, oh, I'm going to set up for a tactician. You know, that's not, I guess you can triple tea house. You could try to set up for a tactician, I guess. I wish these cost less. I wish I had a smithy or something I could demand. That would be pretty good. Not as good as summon, but you know, take what you get. Take what you could get. Well, sure. I'm not actually sure about this bargain, but there's something to a council room. To try and draw like the second rice. I'm really mad though about this. I'm not that mad. I guess Hakha probably can just go province duchy and be fine. Hakha's slow rolling me with a rice. I'll be very mad. But probably province duchy is safe enough. With me being first player. I just don't have that good of money, period, really. I don't have the tea houses. Hakha got to play every... It's funny, if Hakha doesn't play every tea house here, you can't even buy the duchy, but found every tea house. It is what it is. Didn't find the rice, though, so that's actually terrible for me. I haven't discarded a rice yet. Okay. Well, I should be able to know what the last... It's not... It is a... There is a tracker. But other than that, there's not any... What have I discarded? Copper province. Copper. That's not great. Would be nice to have some of those say province. Anyway. So what do I have? 3 provinces. So it's like silver. I have 2 silvers? Who got the mountains gift? Unfortunately, I do have to count this. I got 2 silvers. So it's 2 silvers, copper, cents, ink. So that's $5 more. We would have 1, 2, 7, 10, 11. And we get 1, 2, 3, 5. That gives us 21. Which is $1 short because there's debt on the estate. Can't bargain for victory. Because the second duchy would have to have... Second duchy would cost 7 essentially. So we would be at 12, 20, 22. So we're $1 short. If we discard a province rather than a copper, we would have it. Am I counting this wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess the good news is I was more off than I thought. I forgot about the tracker. I guess I was $2 short. That's a bummer. Okay, so it's very, very, very unlikely. Just basically nearly impossible. If I had been extremely lucky deck stacking, it could have worked. But I guess I can get to this point, and Hakha might miss province. Not super likely, but sort of possible. And if I get super lucky again, I may be able to go province estate or something. I swear, if Forest Gifts push them over, I'll lose my mind. This is very good except for the part where I have 3 green cards, but it's also, but ultimately it's very good hand for what my deck is. It gives me a shot at it anyway. Now drawing that does not. If we find the rice, well, the rice wasn't going to be worth a whole lot. Okay, well, I blew the 1. First game was rough, kind of in the sense that I felt ahead and then I lost. Let's go check that chapel one. I think that's sort of the... I don't know, I'm just interested in it. So I'll be myself, I guess. So... Hakha Berserker, whatever. But Hakha did kind of figure out a line to pay off the debt, I guess, and get there. I guess Hakha got a second silver? Or bought one... I don't remember exactly how Hakka's went. I know here Hakha did like this, only it was 2 estates. And paid off 3 debt here. And then did this, I think. And I guess did a no trash by Berserker. So I hit it turn 5. I mean, that probably close to guaranteed. But I don't, if I play this line against Hakha, turn 5, Hakha is hitting me with Berserker and I'm not doing this. So that doesn't seem great. It may be better. It's probably just comparable to what I did, to be honest. Maybe it trashes a little slower. But it basically came out a hand, you know, a turn, half turn behind where I wasn't able to. The other line, I guess, is to just continue off rip. But I don't know if that really does anything for you or not. Sure doesn't get you a silver very quick. You have to do like this to buy a silver. And then this is turn 5, which is worse. It's just strictly worse. You just have an extra copper here. Now you're, I guess all of it is somewhat shuffle dependent because you have to find that when the chapels pop up is not guaranteed. Oh, yeah, I like what Hakha did, but it's still not. You still spend time paying off the. It's not actually. Maybe it's just more robust as far as consistency. I mean, what happened to me on my. What did I don't know what order I bought them to make sure I get the same draws. I don't remember now. Well, also the Lord Raddington isn't doing the same stuff. Yeah. But see, we can't test this. See, I don't remember what happened on my turn. Because I drew the chapel pretty early. But the seeds are different because Lord Raddington isn't triggering the shuffles at the same time as the bot. Like, Hakha is shuffling after the end of this turn 3. I think. Yeah, so that's a seed change to what? Well, that shouldn't affect this. Maybe I just don't remember what I bought. Well, now I'm getting Sombrero, which is obviously going to lose to just everything. So I don't feel, I don't know. I think the seed is getting changed a little bit depending on what the Hakha bot does. Anyway, I don't feel, I like what Hakha did, but I'm not sure. I don't even agree with that, Maharoth. I mean, there's certainly draws where it's fine. Because you would like to, I mean, Chapel Silver okay, you can try Merchant Chapel. You could probably argue that Merchant Chapel is just better. But you still would probably want to pick. I can understand that, I guess. Though in some, there are some nightmare shuffles where Silver would let you pick up a merchant on the reshuffle, but buying merchant prevents you from picking up one. If you end up with the $2 hand in your reshuffle. But anyway, this is just not tenable because of the. I guess you can do this to rescue it. You do live and die a lot by some of this early merchant, how the merchant stuff comes out early on. I'm feeling pretty rough as player 2 here. Maybe that's overstating how bad it is, but does not feel great. We did not. This is obviously just not a related game in any way at this point. 2 spell scrolls. I'm just clicking. This is a great video, right? Can kind of get a bunch of these. This is probably not necessarily ideal to do it this. You're trying to pile out. Obviously you can pile out anyway, but yeah, probably wouldn't want to play. What does the bot have? This was more, anyway, that was more what I was envisioning for the Tragic Hero stuff. So obviously Hakha didn't need to do it. You were fighting the attack, so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry the end there was a bit, I'm not sure what it was. Very boring, but take care and I'll play another match tomorrow.